Hello everybody, welcome to Extreme. Today we're going to be checking out our game pickups leading into April 2021. Let's check it out. Hello everybody, welcome back. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below, and let's get into these game pickups of 2021. We have an amazing one at the end of the video that you definitely want to stay tuned till the end. So get ready, let's jump in. Okay, starting off, we're going to start with a game which you've already seen on my channel before, and that is Bubble Bobble 4 Friends, The Baron is Back edition for the Nintendo Switch. Now this game is a retelling, but it's a newer version of Bubble Bobble, the old NES/arcade game. The Baron is Back version essentially is the version that has the DLC content on it, so it's an extra 100 levels on top of what it already comes with, which I believe is already 100 levels, so it's 100 additional stages in this version. Pretty cool game, a lot of fun, a lot of retro feelings when you play this, that's for sure.
Bubble Bobble for Friends, the Baron is back.
Next up on the Nintendo Switch, I have a game called State of Mind. Now this is a European physical release only, and it is a point-and-click adventure game, and it kind of reminds me of the old school PC game Blade Runner, cyberpunk future type game. I really want to play it. As you know, I love to collect these point-and-click adventure games on the Nintendo Switch. I love point-and-click adventure games. That's one genre I absolutely love, so it was great to pick this one up, another one to add to the collection.
We are on the brink of success, the beginning of a new civilization.
The next game I picked up, which was probably one of the better deals that I've had lately, Amazon had this one day for $10 on sale, and it obviously sold out that day because this is a relatively newer game, and it was on sale for $10, and that is Star Wars Squadrons on the Xbox One. This game is essentially EA making a pilot-only game for the Xbox. This game was a budget title on release. I think released at $50, so $30 less than a regular AAA release. But I hear this is really good. And I want to jump into it because Rogue Squadron on the N64 and the GameCube games were awesome. Hopefully this took some influence from those. And I can't wait to jump into this one and play it.
Making my attack run now. Let's make this count. This is Star Wars Squadrons. Join the galaxy's finest and make your mark.
Next up, this isn't a game, but it is game related. I got Sonic the Hedgehog, the 4K Blu-ray. The reason I bought the 4K Blu-ray is because the Xbox One S, which is the Xbox that I have, is also a 4K Blu-ray player, and I don't know if everybody knows that, but it's a 4K Blu-ray player. So I've been trying to collect 4K Blu-rays as opposed to regular Blu-rays now. But the 4K Blu-rays tend to come with an actual Blu-ray as well, so you get the best of both worlds. And the good thing about 4K Blu-rays is nobody has a 4K Blu-ray player, so they drop in price pretty quick. So I got this very, very cheap. It's an awesome video game movie. Video game movies are starting to become good now. So it was good to pick this up. I still have to pick up Detective Pikachu eventually when that goes cheap, so we'll wait.
Let's go! This is my power, and I'm using it to protect my friends. Let's go! Let's go!
Next up, I have Endless Ocean on the Wii. This game is essentially it's a scuba diving simulator, so it's kind of neat. Swim around, check out all the fish, stuff like that. Looks like fun. Next up on the Wii, I got Knight's Journey into Dreams. This is a sequel to the Sega Saturn exclusive game Knights. made by the Sonic team, so it was cool to pick this up. This is a game where you fly around, you go through hoops and stuff, so it's kind of a fun game, and I'm looking forward to playing it. Next up is a game that is getting increasingly, I don't want to say hard to find, but the value is shooting up quite a bit from what it used to be. And a lot of people deem it as being the best Sonic game ever made. And that is Sonic CD. As you guys know, not too long ago, I got a Sega CD. I bought it with some money I got for my birthday. And I've been collecting for it. And one of those essential games to get for that beauty is Sonic CD. And like I said, a lot of people consider this the best Sonic game. Now, this game is pretty awesome. I played it a bit as a kid. My uncle had it. And this is the pack-in copy of the game. The big jewel case copy of this goes for about $120, $130 now. The pack-in copy goes for a lot cheaper. So I got the pack-in copy, and I don't mind having the pack-in copy for the money savings.
Mega CD 究極兵器メタルソニック最速にして最強のライバル出現がソニックを熱く過激にする過去へ未来へ超音速アクションは時空をも超えたSonic the Hedgehog CD from Mega CD.
Next up, I have a Sega Genesis game, and that game is called Generations Lost. This game is essentially, it's made by, it has to be made, I don't know if it is, it has to be made by the makers of the first X-Men game on the Genesis, because it is identical. The sound effects, the graphics, the controls, the game feels identical to the original X-Men game on the Genesis. You're like this guy with this extendo laser arm where you can grapple up to trees and stuff. I don't know, it's a pretty cool game. Next up, I got Batman Returns on the Sega Genesis. Now, this game is a cool side-scroller Batman game. You can grapple to ledges and stuff, and swing and all that stuff. So it's a pretty cool game. It's significantly better than the Batman Forever game, which is probably one of the worst games ever made. This one's still pretty good. It's a platformer, side-scroller Batman platformer. So it's a good time. Not as good as the NES game though. The NES Batman game is still one of the top Batman games ever made. Next up on the Sega Genesis, I got Out of This World. This is a side-scroller adventure game. I believe it's made by the same people who made Flashback. It's definitely done in the same style of Flashback, so heavy storytelling in the game. Cool graphics for the time, that's for sure. It's very unique graphics, similar to Flashback. Definitely worth checking this one out if you haven't played it or heard of it. Next up, I have the sequel to Strider. Strider Returns on the Sega Genesis. What's funny about this game is it is published by a company called US Gold, which I'm surprised because Capcom had the money to publish their own game, so I'm surprised this is not published by them. Their name is on the box because they did make it. It's Capcom. It's a Capcom character. But it's a good game. It's Strider with some more levels. If you play Strider, it's a cool platformer where you can jump, and when you jump you do like these flips and stuff, and you have like this knife zoomer thing. You go whoosh, and then it cuts across. I don't know. It's a pretty cool game. A lot of fun. Check it out if you're interested. It's one of Capcom's better games back in the day, that's for sure. Next up, this is the last game for the month that we got, and this is the big one. This one here is the big one. This one here, I traded in a bunch of games that I got off a guy cheap, and I got a lot of store credit for it, so I decided to make the move and get the big one. and that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3: The Manhattan Project. This game is a more rare side-scroller arcade beat-em-up than Turtles 2, that's for sure. And this one's complete in box, and this game is a lot of fun, but it was a late release, so they never produced a lot of copies of it. And it's kind of neat because the first two Ninja Turtle games were published by Ultra, and what Ultra was, they were a company that Konami started because Nintendo had a limit on how many chips each third-party company can get. And so what Konami did to get around that is they made a new company called Ultra, and then the first two games were published by Ultra. Now, this game is published by Konami because at this point, later in the NES life cycle, they didn't need to hide behind another company to get the chips because there's less demand for them, because it was the end of the generation, because the Super Nintendo was already out or coming out at this time when this came out. So because it's late release games tend to be the more valuable ones because they don't produce as many, because people are moving on to the next system. So this was a very, very good get. This game is really good. A lot of people think it's actually better than Turtles 2, which is also the arcade side-scroller beat-em-up style game. But this one's definitely worth checking out, overlooked by a lot of people. And this is the big one for this month. And I was very happy to get this one and add it to my collection. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed my pickups of April 2021. If you like what you saw, hit like. If you dislike what you saw, hit dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below. If you have any friends or anybody who might be interested in seeing my videos, send it to them, let them know. Thanks for being here, and check you later.